What's up, guys and girls? And quick take on the Bryce Harper deal. Um, 13 years, 330. Personally, I thought the Phillies were only a marketing tool for Harper to get 13 years or 10 years, 300 in New York. I mean, not New York, LA or San Francisco, preferably LA. I don't think LA offered that. I think LA probably offered 5 years, 175, but he made it clear long ago he wanted the long term. He wanted 10 years plus. I've heard and watched a lot of feeds about how he messed over the Nats. I disagree with that because it's not where he wanted to be. Number one, something there is not the way he likes it. If it was, he'd have jumped right on it. Number two, the park is it's not a nice park. Who wants to hit there 81 times a year when you can go to Citizens Bank Park 81 times a year and guarantee yourself what 210 at bats, 230 at bats, something like that. To me, it's a no-brainer. All right. And then look and see what Washington did in the offseason. And then look and see what Philadelphia did in the offseason. David Robertson. People are like, David Robertson? Yeah. David Robertson is a top 15 relief pitcher. Not closer, but a top 15 relief pitcher. Segura, Gene Segura. Who's that? Gene Segura? Go look. He's a top 12, maybe top 10 shortstop, maybe even better than that in all of baseball. He can hit and he can play this field. Then you get yourself Andrew McCutchen. And people are like, okay, Kutch is downward spiral his career. All right. I'll give you that one. He's not at the upper echelon of his career. Granted. But Philadelphia has given so much more chance. I mean, they put so much money out there this year. And then you look at Washington and like they put nothing out there. Now, granted, they got a great pitching staff. But you still got to hit the ball. You still got to score. If you don't score, you're not going to win. And you look at that offense now for Philadelphia. Watch the offense for Philadelphia. And look who they already had. They already had Reese Hoskins, okay? Then you bring in Real Muto, the kid from Miami. Segura, Kutch, Harper. I know I'm missing a couple of guys here. I'm not even going to count that third baseman because I don't even count him. Michael Franco, no, I'm not even going there. I think he's more a liability than his help, but he can hit the ball if he hits it. They're trying to get a better team. Are they favorites in the East? I'm not necessarily going that far yet. Even with Harper, I think they still got a ways to go pitching wise, starting pitching especially. But I think they are on the track, and I'm not sure they're done. Keuchel could still be in there, especially 25.8. I think is what they're paying Harper a year. If Keuchel wants 12, 13, open the wallet. Left-handed starter, open the wallet. Nobody's jumping at him. They must know something I don't know. But to me, the Phillies, all they did was they put a number out there and said, we're willing to pay you. And I really thought he was going to say, Let's use that figure, show it to LA. They must have. LA wouldn't pay it. Big ups for Harper to stay. Do I think he's worth it? Probably not. But 25 mil is a lot better than 40. So we'll see what happens. 13 years, if he can hit 400 home runs in them 13 years, maybe 350 to 400, and then however many RBIs, probably getting your money's worth. He's not a liability defensively, but he's not great. We'll see. We'll see what it's all about. But for the ones that really saying he's used Washington. No, Washington gave him a figure, and he told him no. He told him no in October. Now, if they wanted to bump it up, I'm sure if they wanted to bump it up 10 million, 10 years, 350, I'm sure he'd have looked at it. They didn't do that. So, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't have done it. I don't blame Washington for any of this, except, whoever is gonna pay you, you got to open your wallet up. So don't blame Philly for that. Don't blame Philly for that. Philly said, "Here you go." And I truthfully, I said a week ago, I said he's using Philly to get what he wants. And I apologize for even saying that because I gave him a 5% chance of coming to Philly. 5. Now, obviously, he's there. Now, do I think he'll be there 13 years from now? No. And then people are going to say, well, he's got a no trade. Yeah. And there's ways around that. Teams can say, look, would you like to get traded? Yeah, I want out of here. And I don't think there's a chance in hell he's going to be there 13 years from now. No way. No way. But they'll have to pay the farm for somebody to take that salary from them by that time. The Braves are sitting back like, okay, look, we've got our team together. There goes Philly throwing all this money out there. I don't think they care. Washington's a team that's like, okay, now we got to go to Philly 19 times a year, and he's going to try to stick it to us every time. And then they're coming to Washington 19 times a year, 18, whatever this year. They're not going to make it nice on Bryce. That's for sure. New York won't make it nice on Bryce. So it's not like he went to the Phillies to be like, I'm going to stick it in Washington's face. No. He's got a lot of people that's not going to like him for this. Do I think he's a top 10 player in the league? No, I don't. I'm not even going to go there. He's not in Trout's class. It's hard to grade pitchers to position players. I think Mookie Betts is better than he is. That's my opinion. I think Mookie Betts is a better ball player than Bryce Harper. Sure, I do. There are other players out there I think are better than Harper. Will Harper sell tickets? You better believe it. You better believe it. And if you've ever been to a Phillies game, they need it. They need it because you can go right to the gate and get you a ticket pretty much wherever you want to the last 4 years. Maybe not this year. The year they won the World Series, 2008, tickets were tough. I was there. Tickets were tough. I went and watched games that year. But if you didn't buy them ahead of time, you weren't getting them. It's just the way it was. So, 25 mil per year for them to get 25 more sellouts. Marketing. Can you imagine the marketing that's going to be going on with this guy? They went through the same thing in 08, 09, 07, 08, 09 with Halliday, Lee, Victorino, Worth, Utley, Rollins, Howard. They went through the same thing then. They were paying and overpaying. And then Worth came out, remember, after the World Series, and said, I want this amount of money. We're not paying it. But now, ownership 10 years later is looking at it and like, okay, maybe we made a mistake back then. Now, Worth, for the money he got in Washington, wasn't worth what they paid. He was on the downside of a career that was probably upsided in Philly. Let's be for real about it. When he was in L.A., when he was in Baltimore, he wasn't that great. When he came to Philadelphia, that was his blossoming years, and he wasn't the greatest then. But this Harper deal, to me, it's a win for Philadelphia, for the Phillies. It's a win for Harper. Scott Boras saves egg from his face by getting $300 million for his client, even though he's not the highest paid player. He's not even near the highest paid player per year now. Check it out. I mean, geez, you got 5 pitchers making more money than Harper. You got Machado making $5 million more per year. Almost. Four, I think. 4.3 or something like that. Difference per year. Machado's making it. He's all so people can say what they want to about, well, he hung on to make the most money ever. Okay. But now he's stuck there for 13 years. He is in Philly for 13. If Philly doesn't want to get rid of him, he's there until he's 38 years old. So, I mean, people can say egotistical, whatever way you want to do it. But I give him credit for going where he wanted to go. Because he definitely could have. He could have went to L.A. and shot out there for 5 years for $200 million. I know he could have. Somewhere would have offered him $200 million for 5 years, $40 million a year. I know they would have. But he had decided one more stop, and that's going to be it for me. Now, why Philly? I don't know. Because all reports the last 7 days have been he hates Philadelphia. He hates the city. He hates the city. As much, I've been there. I lived there. I can understand why you would not want to live in Philly. Okay? If you weren't raised and born there, I can understand it. And I tell you something else too. Don't play well, and that is one fan base that's not going to give you a break. He better try. He go out here Cadillacing around, it ain't going to work there. It is not going to work in Philly. They're not going to put up with that. But I think he's got his head in the right place. Just being there, he signed a contract, signed on the dotted line, and said, "Okay, I'm happy." Like I say, I owe him big apologies because I thought he was using the Phillies for leverage, money leverage, and he may have been. But the other teams weren't willing to bite. And, it's unusual to see a free agent go to March 1st. One more day would have been March 1st, other than J.D. Martinez and Bryce Harper. I hope it's not a trend. I really do. I hope they don't hold off that long because it's not good for the sport. Sign your deal in mid-February and roll with it. But, for Philly fans to be sore, not Philly, Washington fans, he told you back in October, no thank you. Has anyone never went somewhere and you didn't trust them, or they offered you something, and you were like, well, no thank you. Would you like to sit and eat lunch with me? and they kind of swarm you, whatever. And you're like, no, thank you. They didn't bother you so much as you just was like, okay, I wasn't comfortable around them. I really think that had played a part in it. I don't know who in the organization, whether it was players, management, ownership, the stadium itself, or the fans. Something he didn't like in Washington, or he'd have signed a dotted line October. I really believe that. But I don't blame Bryce Harper for playing it out, going where you want to go, working where you want to work, and he had every right. That's why you call it UFA, unrestricted free agent. Every right in the world to do it. Now, I guess Philly fans will probably be saying over the next couple of years, well, now we're not going to get Trout. Mike Trout's from 20 miles outside of Philly. Probably you won't. You probably won't. You probably won't get him now because Trout's going to want 45 a year, and maybe 50. Would not surprise me at all to see Mike Trout get a 10-year, $500 million deal. 2 year, probably not even 2 years. LA is probably going to offer it to him this year. Don't be surprised. 8 years, $430 million, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, it looks like he would learn that LA is not getting any better, with or without him. But if you like your weather, if you like your people, if you like your fans, you like your teammates, and you like the field you play at, why not stay there? Everything is not about winning championships or going where everybody thinks you should go. I don't blame Bryce Harper one bit for going to Philly. And if Mike Trout says, I'm going to stay in LA for my entire career, more power to him. More power to him. That's a guy that can hit 600 home runs over a career if he keeps playing the way he is. And I think he's the best player in baseball. I really do. I think he is the best ball player in baseball right now, and somebody's going to pay a mint to get him. And if he goes to free agency, it's not going to be one or two teams going after him. You're going to have 10 teams going after him because he can redo a franchise. Because if he keeps playing on the level that he's playing right now, 2 years from now, then signs with somebody, he's capable of being the best player ever to play on that one team, barring not the Yankees, not the Red Sox, maybe not the Braves, but 15, 20 teams out there, he could be the best player ever to play for that team. Think about that. Think about that. Mike Trout, he could have his bust or whatever you want to call it outside the stadium he plays at the end of his career, and be like, okay, he is the greatest Ranger, Astro, Marlin, whoever. It's like I say, it's 15 teams. He could be the best player ever, maybe more than that. Now, can Harper be the best Philly ever? Well, not batting 249. He can't. That's for sure. Not batting 249. He's going to have to pick that up. Is he capable of hitting 40 home runs 10 out of them 13 years? I don't think so. Not even in that little Cracker Jack box. But is he capable of hitting 400 home runs over 13 years? I'd definitely say yes. 400 home runs. And you add that to what he's got, and that's what, 550. That'll put him in the Hall of Fame. I don't care if he hits 250 for his career. That'll put him in the Hall of Fame. But he's got to come in with his head screwed on right. He's very, very egotistical, and Philly will kick your ass. They will do it. They'll make you feel this big out there because the first time you go drop a ball, or the first time you make yourself look like a fool, they'll jump into him. They won't care. 25 million be damned. They don't care. They will jump you. So beware what you wish for, Harper, because you got it now. You're there, but you better leave it all on the field because if you don't, you're in some deep stuff. Uh, right now, if I was given my favorites for the National League in the American League, who do I like? I'm not picking the Phillies. Um, I'll tell you a team that really could be better this year is the Rockies. Arenado signed. They're laying back a little bit. They have pretty good pitching and they have real good hitters. The Rockies or the Dodgers, one of those two teams, I like it in National League. American League, I'm gonna stick with Boston. Boston's done very little except they've lost their closer, and I think he's going back. Personal opinion, I think Kimbrel goes back to Boston. A lot of people's telling me that he's heading right to Atlanta again. I'll believe that when I see it, especially the money he's asking for. I don't think so. They could have got a good big bat with that. I don't think so. We'll see. So I'm going to take Boston in the American League. I'm going to take the Dodgers in the National League, but watch out for Rockies. Team to watch out for in the American League. It's got to be the Astros. It's got to be the Astros. The Yankees, all the respect in the world to the Yankees, but man, do they strike out a lot. And they like big ball. I just think it ends up paying off for you in series during the season, but in a small 4 or 5 game series, it's not what you need to big ball. I think a lot of times you got to get station to station. So Boston, LA in the World Series later in the year, I'll tell you who I think's going to win it. But yeah, I think Washington. Nothing wrong with the way they conducted their business. They made an offer. He didn't want it. Philadelphia, they made an offer. He signed. So probably going to get a lot of thumbs downs on this. I hope not. Give me a thumbs up on my video. I appreciate it. But it's opinion. And I tell you, it's just like last week. I said I gave it a 5% chance Harper was going to be there. I thought there was no chance he was going to be wearing a Phillies hat. So, that's what happens sometimes. It just you can't that's what makes sports the way it is. It's awesome. All right. Have a great evening. Thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel. And once I get 50 subscribers, I will be having a giveaway very, very soon. Wave my magic wand. Have a good one. Poof.